I've been listening to this for the past, like, 2 minutes while trying to get some settings fixed. And I just keep hearing, oh, ho, 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 whoa. I don't know. I'm gonna do a pre-record Pokemon. And, I'm not going live for this. Welcome. Thank you for joining. This is the first post-patch Pokemon playthrough session, gameplay, let's play session since I last streamed it, so that was before the patch. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people say that this patch was nothing and didn't really do much, and I've heard some people say that it did fuck all. So, you know, no, but other people have said it actually improved performance a bit. I guess we'll find out. It's not like people are gonna stop moving at 2 FPS. 1 second. I just needed to retrieve some water. Speaking of water, Skurachu, I choose you. Well, apparently this patch fixes dupe glitches, and they are aware of the problems people are having. I mean, maybe this is a little bit better, but also apparently there's a memory leak, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, I haven't played this since I last streamed it. I need Quaxley to be amazing, and at the moment that's not happening. But Quaxley will be useful here. There we go. Muscle Feather. Scoot would like that. Oh shit! Level 33, oops. Acrobatics. It nimbly strikes the target. It does not... It does massive damage if the user isn't holding an item. Oh, fuck. Well, shit. We're really... Yeah. Yeah, we're really enjoying that Everstone. Do not want to get rid of that. I think maybe the frame rates are a little bit better, but again, it's kind of hard to say. Also, it's time to miss shinies. I don't know what any of these things are. Steenie? I feel like I should know this. No, didn't mean to kill Steenie. One of the reasons I think streaming this is a good option is because, chat can point out if there's a shiny. Because, as many of you know, you don't see the shinies on the field. You just have to know the subtle color changes. The more a Litleo trains its body and spirit by battling mighty enemies, the hotter its mane will grow. I forget which generation Litleo was. Wasn't there a different hog? Still loving those shadows. Yeah, these hogs. What are these hogs? Lechonk evolution? Big chunk. Oinkalone? Like cologne? It just now occurs to me that there is no defend function like in many other RPGs. Wow, that thing just shit on Scoot. Again, why oink alone when you could oink together? I have to get my prop. I gotta get the prop for that. It entrances female Pokemon with the sweet, alluring scent that wafts from all over its body. Oh, it really is just cologne. Hog Pokemon. It's hogs all the way down, lads. Excuse me, what are you? Oh, Cyclizar. Alright, this is what they use, right? They use this instead of motorcycles. Hey, I got it. Cyclizar. It can sprint at over 70 miles per hour while carrying a human. The rider's body heat warms Cyclizar's back and lifts the Pokemon's spirits. I don't know how I feel about this thing. Weird. Fucking weird. This Pokemon clearly wants to be a part of the crew. Like, very clearly. Hey, boss. It's Kitens for Scoot. Don't do that to the mouses. I'm sure having a tough time defeating this tiny deer. Oh. Alright, well I wanted to catch it, but sure. Okay. Deerling have different scents depending on the season. When a distinct grassy smell starts to waft from one, you know that summer has begun. Interesting. A lot of smelly Pokemon lately. It's not a shiny, is it? Oh, I think it's the female of the species. I was like, hey, that looks slightly different. See, that's the other problem. Now, like, how to discern? That doesn't make it easy. Game doesn't make it easy. Especially if you're, like, not intimately familiar. Oh my god. That's a weird way to say that. Did you see that? If you're not overly familiar with the Pogies, you're gonna miss some shinies. Oh, was that super effective? When did the Tauros grow hands? Oh, fuck. Is there like an easy way to sort? I should probably have asked this live, but I know there's a search function, but if I could sort by level, that would be perfect. Water and water. Ghost, poison, steel, fire. So we got fire, we got normal, normal. I need a little bit more team variety here, so I'll try to bug, dark, and fighting. Pretty cool one. Didn't I have one that was like really powerful, like a dragon power one? Oh yeah, it's Frugly. I think now Frugly will obey my commands. I'm not 100% sure, but seems like a pretty decent combo. Hey! Ah, it's you, Vine. Like I said before, the name's Clive. Please don't forget it. Anyway, Vine, I owe you one. Thanks to you, I've been accepted into Operation Starfall. I need answers, that's all. How do I resolve the situation with Team Star, and what's causing its members' odd behavior? There's some nasty rumors. Some say their bullying has caused a worrying number of students to drop out of school. Nasty Team Star. They don't even go to school. Everyone goes to school. I informed them that if they refuse, I would have no choice to expel all students affiliated with their team. And I know Director Clive wouldn't want any of that to happen. Urk. Another time then. Be careful. It's me, young Oldman. No, nobody was there, just me. Okay. Probably should have healed up my Pokemantis, right? Pokemantis. This base belongs to Team Star. Time for me to self-defense the snot out of you. Duck versus dog. Come on. I defended myself alright, but it wasn't enough! Man, you're crazy strong. Wait, are you that kid who declared war on Team Star? Call me Vine. You think, like, Team Star could afford slightly better murals and graphics for their bases? Is that you, Charlos? This is Charlos the Charcadet. He's one of the Pokemon that the Academy takes care of within its grounds. Charlos. Oh boy, cutscene, cutscene, cutscene. Cutscene is the way. I can't wait to get to the gate and then have another cool cutscene. Hey Vine, it's me. Jimbo. Do you remember me from the school? Yeah, I was walking around with 3 FPS in the background. I think your determination is inspiring, so I've decided to fight. Well, I won't be helping you here, but you can definitely fight. I will fight too, but not alongside you. On my own. Anyway, bye. Some kid lucked out beating one of our sister squads. Now he thinks he could take us on. Ooh! Oh, they have their own twerk holes. I feel like this is just, a skill check. This is just an extended skill check. I mean, it's different. I give them credit for trying something a little different. It kind of feels like you're in some kind of, like, raid in a, Shadow Legend. No, in like a bigger game. Well, here's the deal. You can't actually heal your Pokemon. I thought you could go in and heal them at any time. You cannot. Twerk hole died. Or you can just go to a vending machine. I mean, the vending machine all but, like, ensures victory. Oh, right, yeah. I mean, chat informed me that the car is actually a Pokemon last time. Like, what do you mean it's a car? What do you mean it's a sentient car? Is this the movie Christine? Ooh. I should have added Psyduck to the party for this. Almost feels like Splatoon music. Boy, mine's super effective, and theirs isn't, and yet I am certainly, not doing as much damage as I would hope I would. Oh! I'm going to attempt to send Frugly. I wonder if you can evolve Frugly. Good shit. Revavroom! Good attack, but we're in need of healing. I like how the Team Star member just disappears whenever it attacks. Oh, look at that. I just need something that's going to tank a hit. This should work. Okay, I need something that can tank 2 hits. Come on, Torque Hole. Come on, Torque Hole. Nice. Flatten that car. I love Torque Hole so much. About a year and a half ago. Oh, this is where my hype squad would have teleported back in time. Charcadet's evolving powers the Starmobile. Shut up with the snide comments. Oh. I'm reading mostly to myself very quickly. Big boss. They've already got in touch with all the bullies. They're just hiring bullies. I imagine all bullies together in one group would be the most dysfunctional group of all time. That Quaxley of yours really— oh, look at the, the walk animation in these boots! Giving them to your Quaxley. I hate this walk animation so much, but yet I find it remarkable. That's certainly a choice. Wouldn't raining hurt like a Charcadet or like a fire Pokemon? Well, if it ain't Charlos, what are you doing here? Foofwoom. See, I'll read that out loud. To me, it looks like you're saying that he wants you to come back. They say Team Stars hold up itself in these bases to plot something against the Academy. First I heard of a stupid rumor like that. They never used it before. What's the big fight? Operation Star? Okay, I guess we're doing another cutscene. LP?
Hello, it's me again from the supply unit. Hey, stop that! Somebody help!
Penny's the key to all this. Magical child. That'll be the plot, magical child. She seems all nerdy, but with the power of determination and magic and love and friendship, she was the magical child. Most of them were victims of bullying. They wanted to push back against the bullies. But then they became... Wait, that's just info I got by hacking other students' social media accounts? Yo, what the fuck? Hey, speaking of magical children, I will say Andor has showed... I really need to stop talking about this show, but Andor has proven to me that Star Wars can work very well without magical children, or Destiny subplots, or main plots. In fact, there's a part of me that likes it better when things aren't just Destiny and space wizards. And I like that stuff just fine, but I like how kind of brass tacks and lived in the universe feels with just simply like blasters and scumbags. It really shows that you don't need Destiny and lightsabers to do good Star Wars. Anyway, next Star Wars show will have Destiny and lightsabers. You know, I think Pokemon games work best without the Pokemon. Boy, if only there just weren't any Pokemon in these Pokemon video games. Peekaboo. I have a Peekaboo, or did I accidentally kill a Peekaboo? The oil-filled tail functions as a buoy, so it's fine even in rivers with strong currents. If I wanted to be, like, extra cool, I would have named it Peekaboo. Just looking to see what might improve. Flame Shock seems pretty good. Or Flame Charge. Can't be worse than Yawn. Especially if it increases speed. I hear a Gobble-a-Ghoul. Oh, there we go. Hey, how you doing? It's me, the Gobble-a-Ghoul. That's right. How you doing? That's me. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm an Italian ghost. That's right. Italian ghost. I'm gonna scare you, but first I'm gonna make you some pasta. Get you a little spaghetti. Get a little bit of espresso. You like espresso? Yeah. I'll make that, and then I'll scare the fuck out of you. And then you guys will be sleeping with the fishes, huh? It's okay. It's still okay to make fun of Italians. Though I have a feeling in a couple years that won't age well. That's okay. I'm Italian. It's fine. How you doing? It's me, the Gobble-a-Ghoul. Look at this shit. Fucking guy, huh? Fucking guy. I have a feeling this Pokemon's gonna be too strong for my team, but we're gonna try anyway. Gotta love the Great Balls. They're pretty great. How you doing? Hey, I'm haunting here. I'm haunting here! Not even Bramblin knows where it's headed as it tumbles across the wilderness, blown by the wind. It loathes getting wet. More birds? This is just infinite birds, the game. I was gonna try to see if Frugly can evolve, but I almost typed in, can Frugly evolve? That's not the name of the Pokemon, mind you. With its sharp claws, this Pokemon pierces its prey and then pecks at them. Although it also consumes berries, it is a carnivore at heart. Hey, how you doing? You wanna get some prosciutto, bacon, egg, and cheese? I'm the Gobble-a-Ghoul. Fuck you. Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. Hey, you think this bit lost its funny? Whoa, whoa, you guys are saying it was never funny. God damn it, Voltorb. A lot of Pokemon have evolved wheels. I don't believe any creatures on Earth have evolved wheels. Yet. Maybe that dude's grandmother? If my grandmother had wheels, she'd be back. Chunks of the surface of this Pokemon's body that have grown old and flaked off have long been used as fuel. For fuel as an alternative to coal. Okay, this is bullshit because that would have been... If this was real life, there would be, like, factories upon factories of those things. Just getting harvested. And the conditions would have been, like, would be complete shit. Yeah, lighting. Yeah. Hey, Game Freak, can you fix that? Remember when games were finished? Qfint can lift loads weighing 5 tons in the morning. In the mornings, it heads into caves with its herd in search of the ore on which these Pokemon feed. At the very least, Game Freak claims to be aware of the issues. It's like, okay. However, I would prefer if the game, you know, had some fixes before I stopped playing it, either finishing... listen, there's a chance I'll finish this. I said there's a chance I won't. There is also a chance that I'll just slowly work through it. Because I'm enjoying it enough to do so. However, just like Arceus, I probably won't do any post-game. And I know people are gonna be like, Vinny, you have no idea, the post-game is amazing. I know that. Unfortunately, I usually get a little bit bored by the end anyway, because I play these at such a slow pace. And, I'm not all that interested in doing post-game. So just be prepared. I know what will happen. It'll happen exactly like Arceus happened, which is I'll get a lot of people emailing or telling me in comments, Vinny, you don't understand post-game is amazing. And that's cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it, but I don't know if I have the interest, so just be prepared. However, people do like watching me play Pokemon games, which is nice. I'm glad about that. So, I mean, playing this game, weirdly, is not just good for me, it's also good for my channel. As you know, I'm willing to submit myself to a little bit of torture, like on Sunday streams. But if it's like, you know, 20 hours of torture, that's a completely different story. So it's a good thing, I think, that the core mechanics here are, like, really cool. And the game is actually a lot of fun. Because if it was just this glitchy, and the gameplay was the same as, like, I don't know, Sword and Shield, which I didn't play, but I'm aware of, or of older Pokemon, like if there was no evolution. It's funny how in a series about evolution, it took this long for it to evolve. God, that lighting is disgusting. 3 buff dudes underground. But man, Arceus is just... What a shock that game was. Also, I saw some... I saw that video, I think it was, what is it, Digital Foundry video about this game versus Arceus's, like, art style. I never thought Arceus was all that good looking. Especially because Elden Ring came out like a month later. But in comparison to this, that game has a style a little bit. It's like, whoa, this isn't so bad. It's not like the best looking game ever, but that's why I kind of wish they would just take their time, get the right people. You know, whoever made, if they made Arceus, maybe also have, you know, combine Arceus and Pokemon into one game called Pokemon. And then you would have a game that would be so amazing. I know we can go back to the argument of why would they care it sells 10 million in the first week. And I'm absolutely part of the problem, I acknowledge that, but man, when you play this in Arceus, it's like, this is the year that Pokemon's formula finally, like, really took on a different shape and gave you freedom. And it's nice. Silicobra's large nostrils are specialized for spraying sand, so this Pokemon is not very good at telling apart different smells. Speaking of unfinished games, the Callisto Protocol, which I have, as of this recording, part 1 on my channel. So that launched with some really embarrassing performance issues, which I was right, it was shader caching issues. And it turns out that no one caught it, and the developer's like, bro, it was a mistake. It's like, I understand that, but if you're gonna have people playtest it, you want to have them playtest it on fresh installs. They released a patch and people are saying it's like 90% better. So that's good. But now get rid of De Novo DRM. Challenge. Whoa, fossils? Oil companies want this Pokemon too. I think, people are complaining about the combat in Callisto Protocol, and I'll tell you about it in a second. Due to the coal tar created inside it, the heap of coal on Carcoal's back never falls apart, even when the Pokemon rolls around at high speed. I think the game is a little generic looking. I think the game's a little generic playing, but I also think it's pretty good. It definitely isn't Dead Space. Obviously it wants to be Dead Space, but it's trying to do something a little different. I like it. I actually like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I've only played it once. The performance issues were my biggest complaint, and the melee combat seems to be a sticking point for people, and there are people complaining and saying it's terrible. I actually don't think it's terrible. I think it's just not as engaging as shooting off limbs. Also, dodging is a lot easier than people are giving it credit for in that game. Essentially, you just have to hold the direction, and you don't have to... It's not like a QTE. I do think the melee has some weight to it, which is cool. Yeah, it's not like a 10 out of 10 game, but I hope that if they ever do a sequel, they can adjust it a bit. Someone said it was the most PS3 looking game in 2022, or feeling game rather, because it looks beautiful. This move always goes first. I like liquidation. Having a move that always goes first is nice. And the Aqua Cutter critical hit is nice too, but lowering defense is also pretty great. Someone's screaming at their TV, like, no, Vinny, no! Sorry I'm not reading some of these. I don't know why I'm not. Just laziness, I guess. Sorry about that. I think I needed a Dusk Stone for an evolution. A lot of fucking items up here. Last thing I'll say about Callisto Protocol is I brought it up because it doesn't feel finished because of the performance stuff. And it's only like a 7-hour long game. I'm okay with a 7-hour long game, 7 to 8 hours. It's fine. As long as it's good, again, I'm lucky I get keys for these games sometimes. Like this, I obviously didn't, of course, but, you know, sometimes they'll send me a key to a game, and I'm like, well, that makes life easier, because otherwise I wouldn't have spent $60 on a 7-hour game. But, you know, as a streamer, if it's a quality 7 hours, great. But I totally understand why people wouldn't want to drop that much money on a short game like that. A popular game among children is to lift up sticks that Choodle have bitten onto to see whose Choodle can hang on the longest. I'm just hoping to get these great ball catches. Oh! Oh, should have saw that coming. What happens when 4 mouses are in the water? Oh, they have a little platform. You son of a bitch! How is this so stupid? I mean, I'll just use the timer ball. Probably a waste. Oh, you big dick! Dreepy, I am wasting so much money on you. Alright, using an Ultra Ball. Could have just used one of those. God damn it. It has a habit of biting at Clauncher, even though it doesn't feed on them. This is said to be vestigial behavior from when Dreepy was alive. Jesus. Is dead. Alright, I need to go to a Pokeball place? Pokeball place? Award-winning gameplay here. I want to check and see. So, let me just type this in. Frigibax. There's a Frigibax. It evolves into Arctibax starting at level 35. It's an elusive Dragon and Ice Pokemon. Oh. I don't even remember how I got this fucking thing. It's quite easy, if slow in its own way. All players have to do is get their Frigibax to level 38. Oh, okay, well we're close enough. Ain't stopping for shit unless it's a shiny. Is that a shiny? No. I don't know what this is. What the fuck is this weird thing? Varoom?
That's right, Varoom.
Damn it. Forgot to buy more Pokeballs, by the way. I guess we are stopping for shit. More effective when catching a Pokemon of a species you've caught before. Okay, not stopping for shit. Unless it's a shiny. Or Varoom. I started watching Moonraker last night, and I fell asleep. I haven't seen Moonraker since I was a kid, and I don't remember it. Most of my memories of Moonraker... It's a James Bond movie, by the way, from the 70s. It was after the success of Star Wars. I forgot that I should probably give a little context. After the success of Star Wars, they decided to make a sci-fi-esque James Bond movie. And it's a very divisive movie. Because it is very cheesy. And very clearly ripping off Star Wars. Like lasers, pew-pew space. But, Tarantino's podcast, they were talking about like how Roger Avery hated it, and then he ended up liking it later on in life when he saw it again. And I kind of like it. I don't love it. It's not like the best James Bond or anything like that, but here's my deal. The reason I'm bringing this up is literally just conversation. Just to make conversation. Or just to talk at you. Sorry, just to talk at you. I don't like Roger Moore's Bond all that much. Some people love Roger Moore. I think Roger Moore is great. I'm a big fan of him. But, you know, watching him, like, do his James Bond stuff, he's, like, old. And he's, like, you know, doing the things, the James Bond things with the ladies, and I don't really believe it 100%. And he's just, like, body doubled constantly. And he even knew this. Like, Roger Moore knew when it was time to bow out. And he also was very aware of how silly it was that he always had to have, like, a body double. Like, that whole first opening sequence, they're just straight up showing a stuntman. And you see the stuntman's face. Like, there's the skydiving out of a plane. The only scenes with Roger Moore are against a green screen, and they're so obvious. It's well done, by the way. It is well done, I think, but it's very, very obvious. And then, like, the stuntman looks like Roger Moore. I mean, they did a good job finding someone who isn't distracting. It's very, very clear that this dude just is not in the movie a whole lot during the fight scenes and, like, the stunts. And to be fair, who the fuck is expecting Roger Moore to skydive? God damn it, Sableye. Oh my god. Leaving. That, and there's another aspect to the Roger Moore. I like campy, but I feel like they go, like, overly campy with the Moore Bonds. And I'm okay with that. I know there's more serious entries in his Bondography, but I don't... Like, to me, Connery was the best Bond still. But, I really like Brosnan being a mix of, like, serious Bond and jokey Bond. They just leaned into the jokey stuff. Steel section is Varroom's actual body. The Pokemon clings to rocks and converts the minerals into energy to fuel its activities. So yeah, I mean, I know people that are older than me that love Roger Moore's Bond because they grew up watching it. I didn't. Pierce Brosnan was my Bond growing up. So I'll always think that he was great, just underutilized. Or rather, utilized improperly. But I am watching Moonraker, and I'll probably watch a couple other Roger Moore ones. But I think he only had maybe, like, just his first movie, maybe first two, was he, like, appropriate, in my opinion at least, like, appropriately aged for the part. So yeah, it kind of makes me wonder, like, that James Bond channel that I watch from time to time on YouTube, that Calvin Dyson dude, who I like his channel quite a bit. It's just fun to get, like, really in the weeds with a topic, and he's extremely knowledgeable. But, I kind of agree that it's time for a slightly less serious Bond, because Daniel Craig Bond was just, like, super, super serious. And, I wouldn't mind a more comedic version. The problem is Austin Powers pretty much, like, killed that for years and years, so they had to do this with Craig, and I think that was good. They almost had to compete with the Bourne identity, like the Jason Bourne shit. Wow, that thing is dead now. So yes, comedic Bond would be nice. But not fully comedic, just, again, finding a right... I mean, they need another Pierce Brosnan. Wow. Not that this matters to anyone but me, but... Well, it does. It's just, again, idle conversation, but, Hariyama, it stomps the ground to build power, can send a 10-ton truck flying with a straight-arm punch. I feel like finding an actor for James Bond that is both young enough, but also has the gravitas, which is another word for cojones. The like, actual... Maybe not experience, but just some level of... Yeah, I mean, I guess gravitas is the best way to describe it. Just to be able to play the part and have you believe that they're like a spy, like a super secret hardened spy, and then being able to do a little bit more of the campy shit. That sounds like a tough thing to get that exact actor, which is why I think Chris Pratt should be the next Bond. And then also English, because, like, that's, you know, or Irish or Scottish. James Bond is Scottish, but I feel like that's, like, kind of an important thing. At one point, Sam Neill from Jurassic Park was almost Bond. I think there was an American Bond. Henry Cavill was in discussion for being Bond at one point. I think he's probably, honestly, now that I think about it, he's probably exactly right. I mean, people are saying Idris Elba. You know, you can go a little different with Idris. I like Idris. I think he could probably play the part. He could bring something different to the table in a couple different ways. I think he's one of my current favorite actors, but he's also, I think he's, like, in his 50s. Yeah, he's 50. I mean, he looks great, so maybe that doesn't matter as much. Or you can just have him be 008 or something, you know, and make a spin-off, and then have him team up with Henry Cavill Bond and Pierce Brosnan Bond. I'd be down for that, too. But I kind of feel like Henry Cavill, now that I'm, like, saying all this out loud, maybe he... I know he can do comedy a little bit. In Mission Impossible, he was pretty much perfect for that. But, yeah, now that I say it out loud, I kind of feel like he's the best choice. Imagine that. Jerry of Rivia, Superman, and then James Bond. Crazy. Crazy career. And the dude builds PCs and plays video games. And again, it's such a shame what happened with The Witcher. It really is annoying when writers think they know better than the source material. Because, you know what? Whoa. Season 2 of The Witcher, I felt was really weak. With Henry Cavill being the best part, and now he's out. Mental. Absolutely mental. What a waste. What an absolute waste. Well, we'll see if he gets better Superman scripts than what they were getting for years. Oh, Phalanx. I get it. I like this fella. I don't like this fella. You gotta be shitting. Please don't make me waste Ultra Balls. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't want to attack it too much more. I don't want to kill it, but I need to catch this Pokemon. I need to.
I need to! Fuck!
Okay. Is that doing even 1 damage? I mean, it says it's not very effective, but I can't tell if the bar is decreasing. Guess a little bit. There go all my best balls! Why are you like this, Phalanx? Finally. Tremendous waste of balls. User attacks by playing rough at the target may also lower a target's attack stat. I don't want to remove Bullet Seed. Okay, we'll remove Bullet Seed then. The leader, known as the Brass, uses its extendable horn to issue orders to the others when it's time to change formation. What a tremendously garbage fucking catch that was. I think one thing I will say, just a random side thought, because I just thought it, is Henry Cavill, I wonder if his Bond would end up being too similar to Daniel Craig's. It's because I'm thinking about him in Mission Impossible, and like he just is like a slugger, you know, just like slug punches. Just big arm fist man. I know Craig wasn't that, but they made him into like, you know, this deadly killing machine professional. Anyway. I've got about 25-ish minutes. I think that's enough time to attempt this big boss. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Thank you. It lives inside an old treasure chest. Sometimes it gets left in shop corners since no one realizes it is actually a Pokemon. It moves. It's the thing from Star Wars. Bap. 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 It's meat. Bap. Thworm. Tiny duck versus giant metal worm. Tiny duck wins. It's one of my favorite things about the Pokemon series. Just the utter disparity between certain Pokemons. And also how you can sometimes win a fight like this in 4 moves just by pressing the A button on the same move over and over again. Punch! Mine! Baby Duck wins. Flawless victory. The Titan Earthworm began eating something. Good timing. Vine, you managed to pin down the Titan? It is I, 14-year-old student. Oh, shit. I guess your Toad School isn't that amazing. There you go. Dead worm. Turns out it was just a tiny worm. We did it, Vine. Way to go, little buddy. Yeah, that kind of was a cute worm. I bet if we go in here, we'll find more of that Herba Mystica it ate before. Let's go find it before that thing can regroup. And I'm sure there's some here, too. Little buddy. Speaking of rolls, it's time to make another sandwich. Good for neuropathy and numbness. When you've got muscle weakness, it supposedly builds up strength again. Fake badge. Ah! Neat sandwich. Meridon? You know what? It just now struck me. That's my ride on. Meridon. I'm riding on it. Mine. My ride on. Jones! Jump higher. Oh. I thought this was going to be the one where you could, like, slide. Or not slide, you know, glide. Different. At least bother to taste it before you swallow it down. It's not like big old Pokemon just happen to like these herbs. It's something in the herbs that's making the Titan so big and strong. It's just a pantry where the Titan keeps its food. Sad dog. Pupper points. Rough. Did you hear that? Oh, Mastiboff just woofed, right? Plus 2 points. Pupper. Sad pupper. That is being revitalized. Very cute. Who's my best bud, huh? Who's the best of boys? You are. Yes, you are. Oh. I wish it was a Torkoal, so we'll go. It's Professor Modern Haircut. Damn, that's a pretty big jump. Though I think the game was unaware of backwards jump. Because if it knew, you know, maybe it wouldn't need to give me this, because I've already mastered the backwards jump, as we all know.
As we all know.
Okay. Well, that was fun, aside from, you know, some frustration in regards to catching some earlier Pokemon, but I do have to save and get going. Was that what I caught? Oh no, this is just the worm again. I guess I should catch it and call it meat. I guess I should catch it, call it meat, and then use it. Okay, just one more hit. Accuracy. Earthworm. Welcome to Ireland. We've got plenty of earthworms here. I don't know if they say here like that. It's okay, much like the Italians, it's not a problem. That's what I've been told. The internet committee told me. Okay, I see what we've got going on here. Fuck you! Inflicts damage equal to the user's level. I mean, it doesn't sound like the best move, but I don't care. This Pokemon lives in arid deserts. It maintains its metal body by consuming iron from the soil. Earthworm. That was a scary moment. That was like a jump scare. That Ghastly was just waiting for me to stop checking my inventory to scare me. I think the frame rates are a little bit better. I still kind of can't 100% tell because there's still some really stanky frame rates. But maybe slightly more consistent. I mean, stuff loading in is still very annoying. Oh, alright. I do have to get going. I'm sure I'll stream this at some point again. The Broken Finger Gang must return. It's like a Team Star kind of thing. Anyone can join the Broken Finger Gang. All you have to do is be my hype squad. And, hopefully your fingers break while we're playing. And that's it. Alright, gonna heal, and then I'm gonna stop. So I'm thinking probably we'll stream this. You'll probably see this on, I would imagine, Tuesday. And then, maybe I'll stream it on Wednesday. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see. Depending on if I have anything to do. I like my early streams of this. It's been kind of fun. Yeah, game is enjoyable. Definitely a lot of fun to play through and catch Pokemon and see all the weird new ones. And, learn how to jump higher and stuff. So, yeah, this was okay. Again, I don't know if the patch was that much of an improvement. I've heard varying things. From shit to fucking shit. But I guess at the moment, I can't tell. Maybe slight improvement. Okay, goodbye everybody. Thank you for watching.